Whose image do you see? Asked Jesus. What is this image called? How is it known? The year 3099. On our way and quickly becoming. What will it mean to be human in this distant future that has already begun? Science fiction writers, brainiac think tanks, and serious long-term investors are equally inventive in their beliefs. Science looks at our present-day morphing, extrapolating into the future to give us an image of what we may look like in that future. Artificial lenses implanted in the eyes to experience the miracle of 20/20 vision with all the vibrant colors that had slowly faded over many years. Now there are knee replacements. For many of us out there, the list is much, much longer. Hearing aids, dentures, implants, pacemakers, plastic and titanium inserts, gastric balloons, and the odd nip and tuck. In the amazingly short time of a lifespan, this has become the new reality of who we are. At what point will we be classified as no longer original and the warranty void? At what point will we become totally integrated with our smartphones within the web? As we become intoxicated with the idea of remaking ourselves, the image of who we are as human becomes ever more blurred. We are now plugging ourselves into virtual reality for longer and longer periods. The slick and clever sales pitch, "You can be anything you want," requires an immersion into an alternative truth that is often salacious and addictive. Science predicts that at some point in the already but not yet, we will find virtual reality so enticing that we will choose to remain plugged into the matrix as pure consciousness, without bodies. Will we still be human? Whose image do you see? Asked Jesus. What is this image known as? With the sexual revolution of the 1960s and the dynamic metamorphosis of who we are and who we are becoming, traditional relationships are also being discarded as burdensome and irrelevant in the postmodern age. Postmodernists argue that we no longer live in the modern world with predictable orderly structures such as the nuclear family. Instead, society has entered a new, chaotic postmodern stage. In this postmodern society, family structures are incredibly varied, and individuals have become much more freedom of choice in respects of their lives, which would have been unthinkable even 50 years ago. New technologies such as the Internet, email, and electronic communication have transformed our lives by dissolving barriers of time and space, transforming patterns of work and leisure, an accelerated pace of change, making life much less predictable. Whose image do you see? Asked Jesus. What is this image called? How is it known? Our railing against this new age, our fear that builds walls between peoples, our distorted love that all too quickly turns to malice behind a mask of piety, all of our safe boxes of dogmas and creeds cannot and will not change this future becoming. It is already here. Many of our past assumptions and classifications have caused irreparable hurt and damage to so many of our brothers and sisters, to other species and the world around us. As we struggle with this transformation, new dimensions are unfolding that require a more humble, compassionate stance. What does intrinsic human dignity mean? How is this related to the animal kingdom and to the rest of creation? Do I have a transcendent vocation that is inherent in intrinsic human dignity? Is this transcendent vocation the mission of a privileged few that fit neatly into my category of redeemed? Or is God's love and mercy much wider, and perhaps even open to all, maybe even all of creation? How I answer these questions will become for me the framework within which I choose to live my life. For me, this is Jesus as God's revealed love. This is the image that I hope to reflect. This is the compassionate Anointed One, the revelation of God with us, come to bring us hope to those we considered lost sinners, outsiders, and the discarded ones. We do become the image of our belief. Our mission is to reflect this image into the world. St. Francis went about loving the brothers and sisters of Assisi. He greeted each one with pace et bene, peace and good. When you can greet another with a greeting of peace, then you will not have malice in your heart. Thomas Merton wrote, "The beginning of love is to let those we love be perfectly themselves, and not to twist them to fit our own image. Otherwise we love only the reflection of ourselves we find in them. The Lord grant you peace."